Well, the new Orion showed up from the auspices of St. Ollie and St. Wygant, and let's take a look at it. I noticed they've got that special sticker on the side that guarantees UPS will mistreat it as much as possible, drop it from great heights, and stack heavy things on it, which is awesome, I guess. The top has got staples in it, so it'll take me a little bit to get those out, and hopefully I won't tear up my hands in the process. Metal staples out without killing myself. It's a good cardboard box. It's got packing foam in it here. It's got liquid filled stuff. And I need to put the camera down so I can get this out safely. Okay, the material didn't come out the way I expected, so I had to pull the entire machine out. Wow, it's really impressive looking. It's got a definite consumer product vibe to it. It's really impressive. So, let's get this thing unpacked. Okay. The effector end is placed in its shipping position. There's a container of parts on the top that looks like there's a glue stick in there, power cord, miscellaneous other bits. I think that is the spool holder. Wow, that looks really nice. And you can see that a print has been run on it. And the head assembly. I love the blue arms, those are just neat. The fan shroud. Okay. So the first thing I guess we're going to want to do is take off the stuff on the top here. And I'm using my flip cam instead of the GoPro because it's a little bit easier to hang on to. And I am so grateful there weren't any little foam peanuts involved. I really hate those little foam peanuts. Okay, it looks like we've got a little SeeMeCNC token here, I guess. Not a fan of the brown plastic, but whatever. And a box with a glue stick. Oh, they reused the LCD controller box. That's cool. Good reuse of packaging. And there's a power cord in there and a USB cable. And the two parts that make up the spool holder. And that spool holder is kind of short, I think, but we'll see. Okay. One of the first things we need to do here is get the arms out of their packing position. So I'm going to set the camera over here. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? No. If we can't... Nope, that's not going to work either. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to raise these up and invert them. This is an excellent way to pack these things because you don't have to worry about the nozzle striking the bed. And I will put these in the operating position. And this is actually very easy to do. All you do is you grab the cheapskate bearing and just lift it up real slow. And it goes into the correct position. Okay, so the parts that you get with the Orion are the power cord, the spool holder, the USB cable, and they've actually left it installed over here, but this is a 4 GB SD card, and we'll just leave that plugged in. And that's really all there is to it. I'll go ahead and walk through the setup and configuration. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and install the SD card like I did. And then you want to remove the left side cover using the two black thumb screws. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this is the left side. You never know, those sneaky SeeMeCNC guys, they may change left and right just to be funny. Because they're just like that. Okay. Take that off. Oh, it's nice, neat wiring inside. It looks like on purpose and stuff, huh? Okay. And what you want to do is go ahead and route the power cable in there, okay? If you're an international buyer, you're going to notice that right down in there, right here, is a voltage switch. So if you're in Europe or a country that uses 220, you're going to want to slide that this way. Okay, right now it's in the 115 volt position where it belongs for US and Japanese customers. Because I think Japan uses 110 or 120 as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll route that. The power cable's kind of short. They might want to go with a longer one at some point, but it does the job. So you just pick up the machine and route the cable through the bottom like so. And, get that plugged in. Of course it's going to be difficult. And there you go. Make sure that's fully seated all the way in there. And go ahead and just leave a loop like that, because you don't want to put too sharp a bend on that power cable. Okay, so we got that far. And then go ahead and we'll put the side panel back on. And it fits on just like so. And to the other one. And then we go ahead and we install the spool holder, which is just, you put them together and then slide them in like so. Now, of course it's going to be difficult. So it just slides into the slot right there, like so. And then we need to install the USB cable. So we go ahead and rotate the machine around here. And this time we're going to take the two screws off the front here, because the Rambo controller is behind that. So take the one thumb screw out, and the other. There we go. Okay. And again, that goes in from the bottom just like the power cord did. There's a little hole that you can't see, just right there. And this right here is the USB connector, if you haven't worked with one of these before. One of the nice things is that the USB cable that they include has a ferrite core on it, with this thing right here, okay? And that helps suppress noise, which is a really bad thing when you're running the 3D printer from a serial port. And it's got one on the other end as well. Okay, so let's see if I can do this without making an idiot out of myself. Slide it out through there. And of course it's going to be difficult. You want to pull it in so the ferrite core is on the inside of the hole, and then just rotate it around. And slide it home. And then we'll go ahead and put the face back onto it. You want to be careful you don't pinch any wires. The tolerance is real tight. The fit and finish is very good. I'm really happy with the way that they put this together. It looks very nice. I'm kind of hoping when I power it up there'll be LEDs behind the blue to light it up. That would just be neater than hell. Okay, that part's done. Now we got to put some filament on it. What color, what color, what color? I think they ran ABS, so I will grab some ABS and we'll run some of that. Okay, so we've got some Maker Gear ABS here that I just happen to have handy. I don't know how well you can really see what I'm doing here, so I'll turn this a bit. Okay, so USB cable out of the way. And the roll, just because of how it's oriented, I'm going to go ahead and put the roll on like that. Okay. Like so. Because the easy extruder is over on this side. So we'll go ahead, we'll turn the machine and run the filament through this slot here. And then down through that slot, and then we'll feed it into the bottom of the easy extruder. And I like how that's, I like how they routed that. That looks nice. Okay, so feeding the easy extruder is actually pretty straightforward. It's got a lever here that adjusts the tension, okay, and you can turn this by hand to help feed it. And you kind of have to do it a little bit blind because it's hard to feel, or hard to find, but there's a hole, okay, and I don't know how well you can see that, but I'll go ahead and I'll turn the knob here and you can see it feeding the filament up there. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to keep turning this knob here until it comes at the top. It shouldn't take very long yet. It doesn't have very far to go. There we go. Okay, just turn it until you start to feel, you see that little bounce in there where I'm turning it? It's just, you see, something like that. That's all the way in there, and because the hot end is cold, it's not going to really do anything. So what we're going to do next is go ahead and power the machine up, and we'll see if it works. And it should. I have no reason to doubt that it will. I need to find a place to plug this thing in. Okay, I've got it plugged in. And we'll turn it on here. And, well, that's really bright. Anyway, what you need to do is press the knob once, go to quick settings, and it's kind of counterintuitive. You actually have to turn it left to go down instead of right, which what I would assume to be the right way, but to each his own, I guess. You hit quick settings, and then click home, cursor down to home all, and click and just press the button in, and it should home. And there we go. And then we're going to go down to the SD card. Nope, got to go back first. And we are going to print a file. So, which file are we going to print? Okay, we're going to go to the G-code directory, and we've got Blinky, Vase, and Fan. Blinky, wonder what Blinky is. Note that these files are pre-configured to print with ABS, which is what I've loaded. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to click the Blinky file, and just to see what that is. And you'll notice here that it's preset the bed heat to 90 Celsius, and as soon as the heated bed comes up, oh, I see what's going on. It's not set in the G-code file to print anything. So what we're going to have to do is go to Quick Settings and Preheat ABS, and then go back, and there we go, 90 and 175. The problem is 175 is not hot enough for PLA or for ABS, so we're going to go ahead and go to the extruder, and we're going to change this temperature to let's say 220 C. Actually no, we'll go to 215, and then I'm going to back that bed temperature off to 80 C, and that's just my personal preference. That's what I like to print at. And we'll hit back and back, and as soon as the temperature targets are reached, it should start printing. And this takes a little while to heat up, so we're just going to go ahead and wait for it. Okay, I chose the fan file because it didn't look like Blinky was printing, and I think it was because it may have been missliced. I don't know. I'll have to talk to the guys about that. This is kind of a pre-production version, so it's entirely possible that there was a little mistake. And it's heating up to 90 C right now, and we're waiting for that. Kind of a neat feature of the heated bed is the LED that's under the glass. They've got a hole in there. Actually worked out pretty neat. I like how it's done. I hope they do that for the new Rostock Max bed design. And like all printers, it takes a while to heat, and it looks like we're going to get some action out of this thing here. Oh, it looks like it decided it wanted to heat up to 218. So it's bumping the head temperature up a little bit more. And the hot end on this is the same as the unit that shipped with the Rostock Max. It uses the new nozzle design, which has greatly improved retracts. And there we go. It's going to take a little while to get some plastic going, but there we go. Now it's starting to extrude a little bit. That first layer looks real thin. The advantage is that there's no light ring on it, so it's not blinding the camera while it's running. The file that's running right now is the same file that was used to print the fan shroud that's on the machine. to let this run for a few layers, and I'll be back. I went ahead and grabbed my light, and you can see how quick this thing is moving its little head around. And here we are, just a little bit later in the print. It's about a quarter done. That probably washes that out too much. But it's doing an excellent job printing it. And there's no funny curl or anything else to the ABS. I'm using the glue stick they supplied, which is this stuff here. It's Elmer's washable school glue, and it's purple when it's wet. But yeah, it looks excellent. One of the interesting things is that they're using the same size cheapskate as on the Rostock Max, but they've deleted the this back tensioning axle, which is kind of nice because it's going to lighten it up a little bit and cost reduce the mechanism some. And the new cheapskate design is really kind of nice. It uses you can probably not tell from there, but from over here it uses an integrated belt clip that fits into it, so they don't have additional injection molded parts for holding the belts, and it's probably a lot easier to route the belts. I haven't seen what the blank design looks like yet, but it wouldn't surprise me a whole lot to see this or a variant of this show up in the Rostock Max kits. And I'm going to go ahead and let this run for a little bit longer, and we'll go from there. And here we are just a few minutes later, printing nicely. And there we go. One fan shroud, and I'll probably go ahead and use this on one of my other machines because this one already has it. Wanted to point out some other interesting bits that I found. The top here have little covers on them. Makes it look really nice. Keeps your fingers out of it too, which is a good thing. It's just a nice looking machine. It's got the consumer device look really nailed. I mean, it looks like it belongs in your house. It doesn't have that really industrial look that the Rostock Max does. You know, because I mean, you look at that monster there, you know, and it's enormous in comparison to this little thing. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If you follow the setup guide, you get Repeater host install, and you can start talking to this thing over the USB connector, and you'll be good to go. Thanks for watching, guys.